This may look like a patch of grass, but it's actually a feat of chemical engineering. Hi, I'm Roger with the Science History Institute. Across the 20th century, chemists and engineers developed synthetic materials to replace natural things. One of these new materials was nylon, invented during the 1930s to replace silk. Nylon was tough, flexible, and resistant to water. You could mix it with dyes to make any color you wanted. Nylon was used to make parachutes during World War II and women's stockings. In 1964, Chemstrand, a subsidiary of the chemical giant Monsanto, developed Chemgrass. Not the most catchy name, but this was still a moment when chemistry and chemicals had a sense of modernity and appeal to the public. Astroturf is made out of 3 kinds of synthetic materials. Pellets of nylon are melted and extruded through slits in a metal plate, then cooled in water and stretched until they are as thin as grass. Next, the nylon filaments are inserted through a knitted polyester backing, while tiny knives cut the filaments to look like blades of grass. The long rolls of fake grass can then be attached to a foamed plastic base, or laid over a layer of rubber pellets that make the turf feel springy. What started as a space-age solution to the problems of urban life was soon adopted at stadiums in the United States and around the world. Let's toss it over to our friends at the Houston Center for Contemporary Craft.
Thanks, Roger. Now let's head into the galleries of Clutch City Craft to learn a little bit more about this storied material. When Houston's Astrodome first opened in 1965, it was the largest covered stadium in the world, earning it the nickname of the 8th wonder of the world. That night, the ceremonial first pitch thrown by Texas Governor John Connally flew over a field of live Bermuda grass, specially engineered to grow well indoors. But players quickly began to run into gameplay issues, particularly catching fly balls under the glare of the transparent, lucite panel dome. Although darkening them provided a temporary solution, the 1965 season ended with a patchy, dead lawn that groundskeepers began to paint over in a vain attempt to beautify. The lawn issues affected gameplay, causing players to trip, balls to skip, and future Hall of Famer Willie Mays to quip that he hated playing under a painted sky. Enter Chemgrass. The bombastic Astrodome owner and politician, Roy Hofheinz, was not going to allow his beloved Astrodome to fail. Hofheinz, who was so obsessed with the dome that he actually lived on its top floors in a lavish penthouse suite, was a man open to cutting-edge solutions for modern problems. Following a research trip to the Moses Brown School in Providence to observe Chemgrass in action, the decision was made to make the transition for the Astros' 1966 season. On April 18th, they played the LA Dodgers on their new field, marking a new era in sports and in the history of Chemgrass, which from then on was known as Astroturf, forever tying it to the engineering marvel that would host our beloved Astros until 1999, when they would relocate to the soon-to-be renamed Enron Field. Astroturf would go on to be used widely in sports stadiums across the country, with many NFL and MLB teams using artificial turf on their fields by the 1980s. Eventually, the pendulum would swing back. Between increased reports of player injury and the realization that Astroturf's slippery surface also affected gameplay, the material's dominance on professional sports came to an end. Still, its importance to the city of Houston and the history of chemical engineering remain with us. Alongside a historic sale sample of the newly rebranded Astroturf on loan from the Science History Institute, we are proud to show Kambel Smith's 2-scale Astrodome as a part of Clutch City Craft. We hope you'll come visit us at the Craft Center soon to appreciate these wonderful objects in person as a part of Clutch City Craft. And if you're in Philly, don't miss the Science History Institute's latest project at their exhibit lab, Take Me Out to the Lab, and learn a little bit more about the science behind America's pastime. We got it? All right.